Assalamualaikum. My name is AKILAH binti Muhammad ASRI. I will be the first presenter that will explain about government environmental issue. The global environment refers to environmental factors that affect the entire planet because of the global environmental issue that are caused by human action in the climate, resulting in natural disaster at the global level. Rapid population growth as well as economic development are also the causes of global environmental issue. Global environmental issues that have affect human and the world are population, depletion of natural resource, depletion of the ozone layer, toxic chemical, loss of biodiversity, nuclear waste and radiation, and also the extinction of life of white and lost nation. There is a global warming agreement that was met. The first agreement was met in Kyoto, Japan, and called by Kyoto Protocol Agreement. The Kyoto Protocol operationalized the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change by committing industrialized countries and economic interaction to limit and reduce greenhouse gas (GHG) emissions in accordance with agreed individual targets. The other agreement occurred due to the acid rain that occurred in the 1960s. Therefore, 32 countries in the Pan-Europe region decided to work together to reduce air pollution. They signed the UN's Convention on Long-Range Transpondary Air Pollution in 1979, establishing the first global agreement to address air pollution on a significant regional scale. The Agreement for Pollution Water is agreement for cooperation in dealing with pollution of the North Sea by oil, mentioning that there are numerous sources for this pollution and that accident and other occurs at sea and quite worrying. Convinced that in order to defend their cause and related interests, states must actively cooperate and help one another in order to tackle this pollution. That's all for my presentation. So I will move to the next presenter to explain more about the detail of global environmental issue.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is ALYA binti ABDUL and today I will discuss on issues regarding the topic global environmental issues. So the issues discussed in this report are mainly concerning pollution. According to QURRATU 2016, pollution is a global issue that affects both developed and developing countries, and it has attracted the interest of humans due to its serious long-term consequences. Pollution can be divided into 4 categories, which are air, water, soil, and noise pollution. But in this report, we focus mostly on air and water pollution. Air pollution is a condition in which any changes occur in the air, whether physically, chemically, or biologically. Air pollution from hazardous gases, smoke, and dust has severe consequences for humans, animals, and plants. In the atmosphere, gases make up a particular proportion. However, there are hazardous pollutants like PM2.5 and nitrogen dioxide that are released during industrial and transportation activities. Air pollution is a condition in which any changes occur in the air, whether physically, chemically, or biologically. Air pollution from hazardous gases, smoke, and dust has severe consequences for humans, animals, and plants. In the atmosphere, gases make up a particular proportion. However, there are hazardous pollutants like PM2.5 and nitrogen dioxide that are released during industrial and transportation activities. PM2.5 is an abbreviation for atmospheric particulate matter with a diameter of less than 2.5 micrometers. Concentrations of PM2.5 are considered extremely high in many nations around the world, particularly in developing regions. Hence, with an average PM2.5 concentration of 84.1 grams per cubic meter, Delhi ranked as the most polluted capital city on Earth in 2020. When PM2.5 exposure exceeds 55.5 grams per cubic meter, this can be very alarming as it may increase the probability of developing heart and lung issues. This can be proven with millions of early deaths worldwide each year because of pollutants. Moreover, this air pollution began in the late 1950s as a result of the Killing curve developed by geochemist Charles Killing, which demonstrated a continual rise in CO2 levels contributing to climate change and was followed by computer models in the 1980s that doubled CO2. Later, it caused global temperature to increase. Next, I will pass to the next presenter, QURRATU BATRISYIA, to explain in details on water pollution.
Thank you, ALYA Yasmeen. Assalamualaikum, Miss and my fellow friends. My name is QURRATU BATRISYIA binti Muhammad JOHARI. So today I want to continue ALYA Yasmeen's second issue, which is water pollution. Meanwhile, water pollution is primarily caused by land contamination from sources like industrial and domestic waste as well as agricultural runoff, which has negative impact. It also arises as a result of numerous sorts of pollution caused by human neglect toward the environment, which has inadvertently pushed them into natural disasters that bring mortality. For instance, in 1969, at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, manufacturers started dumping chemicals into Ohio Cuyahoga River. Later, it quickly caused water pollution and depleted the natural resources of America. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is AZMEL from ISMAIL. Today I will discuss the parties or actors that involved to reduce the pollution problem. As we all know, pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment, and it happens due to the pollutants. In order to reduce the pollution globally, there are certain international agency and union has started to take a safety precaution, and there are state and non-state actors that we will be discussed. The first one is European Union, EU. EU is a non-state actors, and the EU aims to curb the amount of pollution that is being created by the European community through legislation and policies. The Zero Pollution Action Plan made by the EU is one of the steps that move Europe towards a better environment for the future. A vision that was adopted for the plan is the Zero Pollution Vision for 2015, where the EU is confident to reduce the pollution level to a level that is no longer considered as a harmful. The EU also will promote the zero pollution ambition for a toxic-free environment in its external action, including its Green Deal diplomacy and investment, providing expertise and financial resources to scale up international partnership and action with third countries. The second one is United Nations. The United Nations has introduced a certain program under United Nations Environment Program to reduce a various type of pollution, and it responsible for coordinating response to environmental issues within the United Nations system. They provide a leadership and encouraging partnership in caring for the environment by inspiring, informing and enabling nations and people to improve their quality of life. Last but not least is the government of United Kingdom. The government of UK taken an ambitious strategy to reduce the pollution that occurs in United Kingdom. In United Kingdom, pollution is the biggest threat to the public in terms of health. In 2019, the United Kingdom became the first major economy to pass a net zero emission law, requiring it to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2050. United Kingdom also announced the 10-point plan for a green industrial revolution, where it lays out the strategy for meeting the UK ambitious climate target. They're also making an investment in order to boost ambition in areas such as clean energy, zero emission vehicle and public transportation. Then, the UK government assists the poor nation in responding to the problem and opportunities of climate change. It established the Climate Investment Fund with 13 other countries in 2008. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MISRAN binti SABRI, and I will be explaining on the suggestion and recommendation to solve the problems. Air and water pollution has always been a serious issue and problems to talk about because these two pollutions are dangerous and can harm human health and other life on the planet. But there are also several ways to solve, control, and ultimately reduce water pollution. By using an air filter or air purifier can prevent any dust, particles or debris from reaching the engine and ensuring a good air mixture to improve the air quality. And as we can see, day by day, various air pollutants are released by human activities such as smoke emitted from factories, gases from transportation. So the air filter works in sucking this unclean air and absorbing the harmful pollutants that are exposed and channeling it to a fine filter with a small opening so that particles will be trapped in the filter, which will result in only releasing clean air. And there are also many types of air filters or purifiers, for example, baghouse filters, cartridge dust collectors, and also HEPA that are widely used in hospitals and clinics. Moving on to the second solution to solve air pollution, by using a public transport instead of your own vehicles can definitely contribute to less air pollution because it provides less gas and energy. People must aware that gases emitted by vehicles contain harmful substances such as carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, and nitrogen dioxide, which reduces the amount of oxygen that we breathe in. We can take a look at other foreign countries such as South Korea and also Japan, who normalizing the use of public transport, cycling and walking to get to their destinations. This is actually a very brilliant way in reducing the emissions because the more people use public transport, the more positive impact it can have on the environment. Now moving on to how water pollution can be solved. Wastewater treatment is a very popular method in controlling water pollution, and it involves the process of filtration and separation. Kind of the same concept as air filters, but this wastewater treatment consists of removing pollutants from wastewater through a physical, chemical, or biological process. And through this treatment, wastewater will be taken into two treatments known as primary and secondary treatment to reduce the toxicity level. And during the primary treatment, the particulates will be removed through the physical process of sand screening, reduction, and sedimentation, in which solids will be separated from the water via several tanks. And in Malaysia, primary treatment systems have been widely used, such as communal septic tanks and in-hop tanks, and unreliable low-cost secondary systems such as oxidation ponds. And as for secondary treatment, it purifies the wastewater by removing the biodegradable organic impurities that escapes from the primary treatment through the processes of aeration and filtration. And this is achieved by combining sewage, bacteria, and oxygen in a trickling filter or in an activated sludge process. And water that has been cleaned and purified with such treatment will be guaranteed to be safe and can be used for industrial, agriculture, or recreational purposes. Last but not least is waste reduction. Some garbages will not biodegrade no matter how long it is buried or submerged in water, for example, plastic. So these garbages are deposited into the sea and it will harm animals. So the famous 3 R's method can be used in solving this issue. The first R we have reduced. Waste can actually be reduced if the product produced is not too excessive. For example, a company can reduce the number of waste paper by printing on both sides of the paper instead of just one side of it. And next is reuse. By reusing the same products for the same purpose, promotes respect for the environment. Whenever we go out to shop for stuff, we can cut the use of plastic bag or paper bag by using a shopping bag. So buying a shopping bag once and use them multiple times is way better than spending 20 cents for a plastic bag every time. And lastly is recycling can turn organic materials such as food scraps and yard trimmings into valuable soil amendments that improve soil health while keeping organic waste out of landfills. So properly recycling pollutants such as animal excrement by fertilizing fields and gardens can help maintain a clean and healthy environment. Same goes to plastic and any other material. The more we can recycle, the less will end up polluting the environment and damaging ecosystems. And as an individual, reusing, reducing, and recycling wherever possible will advance a long way in overcoming the effects of water pollution.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad FARHAN bin MISRAN. I will be explain about the conclusion of our presentation. To sum up, environmental pollution is one of the most significant issues affecting humanity today, and also causing significant distress not only to humans but also to animals, driving many animals to become endangered. The environment not only works to keep the climate balanced, but it also offers all of the necessities for existence. Our presentation focus and emphasize on 2 types of pollution, which are water pollution and air pollution. Various initiatives and strategies have been taken by international actors, which are United Nations and the European Union. All the international actors need to work in hand on these environmental issues, as it will affect political, economic, security, and social relations. When it comes to air pollution, the implication that we are facing are acid rain, ozone depletion, and climate changes. While on water pollution aspect are oil spill, eutrophication and algal blooms, and ecological dead zone and extinction. Some recommendation to control air pollution, which are by using air filter or purifier and using public transport. For water pollutions are by wastewater treatment and waste reduction. Everything on our planet is interconnected. We all depend on each other, and the way which we can exist will all depend on each other's action and the way we treat natural resources. As a result, all level of people and country must care about and be aware on current environmental conditions, as they are vital to everyone's life, because the environment is the only source of life on earth. So I think that's all for my group presentation. Thank you.